Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we will be learning about Azure Active Directory with your on-premises Active Directory as a hybrid environment. So, for example, you have a device which is joined in your on-premises. It should automatically join even in Azure AD so that you get the benefits of from other identity management solution, which is nothing but your cloud native, in this case Azure Active Directory, right? So the users management is completely easy, and at the same time if you also have the single sign-on, that makes more sense, right? So that's a demonstration of this AD Connect, which we have already installed here. Now I'm gonna reconfigure that to make to compatible for our hybrid environment. If you have not watched the AD Connect installation part, you can watch that in the previous lecture. But for now, I would be just going for this machine. So you can check out here. This is my domain controller where I have my AAD Connect. So I'll just have to simply double click that. So I would get the Azure AAD Connect. So now if I just skip the welcome page, this is where I get more options. You see here privacy and current configuration settings to review it, and customizing your synchronization options, and also the device configuration, refresh, all that or the options you are getting. So now configure device options, which we have to choose here. If you want to know more information, you can choose that help button or the question mark. It would actually tells about, you can by choosing this you can configure your hybrid AD or hybrid Azure AD joining and the synchronization device write back options you would be enabling. So in our case we just wanted our hybrid Azure AD option, so I'll choose the configure device option and click on next. So once you click on next, you get the two options. Hey, this wizard can help you out hybrid AD join and device write back options, and you must have to be 2012 art and special AD schema levels and the forest level. So that's fine. I'm going to enter my global ID, global AAD tenant. That is my Azure AAD tenant for my lab dot like Paddy learning learning my lab dot on microsoft.com, and then this gives me an option for, hey, you can configure the option for hybrid Azure AD join, or you want to configure the device write back option. So in our case we are talking about this demo for only limited to the configure Azure AD with the hybrid AD join. So let's click on that, and you have an option to choose either you just want it for Windows 10 machines, or you are ready to support for the down layer down level of your domain join machines. Let's say you have Windows 7 and i8 machines. So in my case I don't have any machines because already Windows down layer of Windows 10 below and below is no more in the production, and Microsoft officially started supporting them, right? So I don't want to go for these Windows 8 and 7, so I just uncheck that checkbox. I'll just go with only Windows 10. Now here there's a big story in the behind. What happens is, because we are using the latest AAD Connect, but in the past we used to run some other PowerShell scripts to perform this specific configuration called SCP, or service connection point we call it, but mostly we call it as SCP. So this is an additional partition with which would create in your Azure AD. Within that there would be some entries will be created. With that it's gonna help you uh, within your forest. It's going to help you to configure the um, machines to communicate. So in our case I would just take the default. In fact, you can't do it here anything, nothing more other than just take the forest and just Active Directory. And now you need to have the enterprise admin, because it's going to do little bit changes within the schema specific one. I mean, in the partition it's going to actually create a specific value, which I'm going to show you that also in a minute. Now you want to run manually to give it to your schema admins, you can do that. Otherwise simply configure. So clicking on next, so it's going to configure in a minute. That might take some time, and once that's done, we are good. So now we're ready to configure. So this is the final option. So this is actually going to install. Now we got installation is completed. I'll click on exit. Now you see here, as soon as I click on exit, actually it is talking about me to, all these steps we have done it, and we need to, do some URLs to be, configured as a group policy. So in our case, we have already done this, but I just wanted to, show you how to do that for this seamless SSO sign up. So you see here, this is a group policy, and you see the settings which I have configured for the user policy specific. Under user config policies, administrative templates, and Windows components, Internet Explorer, Internet Control Panel security. All these URLs has been added to site to zone assignment list. So this is the value. This is where all these values has been added, even though Microsoft suggested to add two, because SSO specific also have added, so that doesn't matter. So you can create total these 5 different URLs, so that would help you for the seamless integration of your SSO, as well as the registration specific also. It's not going to make you any trouble if you have these URLs. So for us, in our case, we have already added this, so I'll just click on exit. Now you see here, I'm going to show the AD connect specific, sorry, the partition specific. So I open the ADS edit, so just connect. So you see here, under this, configuration should be taken. That's the configuration partition. So a service specific SCP would be open, right? So under services, you see here, and the services, you have these values which would get automatically created under device registration configuration. A value code can be created like 62 specific one. This is the full-fledged value which gets created for you. So I'll just go and show you the properties of the distinction name. So this is nothing but your service connection point, or SCP. So that's a value, so that gets created. That's why you enter the enterprise admin credential. So if you just go to the properties and the devices, you don't have any devices. Now why I'm showing you this is, I'm gonna take this Windows 10 demo PC, and I would actually add this machine to my local Active Directory, not to the Azure AD. So the expected behavior is, since this Windows 10 machine, when it is joining to my Azure AD, when it is trying to join to a local Active Directory, it also should join automatically to my Azure AD. But there are few events and few services which would do all this work for you automatically, right? So what are the things has been doing automatically is, you see here, currently let's verify the settings. It's in a work group, that's fine. You see the machine is not joined in Azure AD, that's fine. And let's see any of the events. If you see here the task scheduler under Windows, under Microsoft Windows, there's a configuration specific, like workplace join. So you see here automatic device join. This task is completely in a disabled state, if you see the status. So, and also it's going to run with the highest system privileges. So once you added the machine to Azure to local Active Directory, this service will get started automatically, and then automatically this machine, with the help of this scheduled task, it's going to join the machine to Azure AD. That's why this scheduled task is present. So let's see this specific task, and in fact, if you just go to the actions, you can find more information, and also workplace as well as the device registration specific, all the events you can view under application logs and windows, especially for the workplace join, as well as the device management or device join specific one. So all these are we have verified. So I'm just going to add the specific machine to my root.local, which is my local Active Directory. So I enter my local Active Directory domain join account, in this case administrator account. So this account has the permissions to join the machine. Once it is joined, as soon as I click on OK, and the scheduled task should automatically start it. So you see here, it's welcoming. That means the joining. Just do the refresh of that services. You see here it's in a ready state. That means it is tried to attempt. So in the background, what should happen is this machine entry got created in your local Active Directory. I don't get it here any of the events under workplace join, but under device specific events, device registration specific events, I would get it. And if I just close and reopen this, or if I go back to again accounts, I should be able to see here as the local only at this point of time. But I'm gonna restart the machine, log in with SG Clarks. It's the local account of this specific machine. It's a Windows account, if you see the account also. And I wanted to show you some certificate which gets created. So make sure that you are choosing the advanced features and go to the properties of this specific machine which we just joined. So that's nothing but a USC-PCH02. And if I just go to the properties of the attributes values for a user certificate, there's a value for the user certificate with a lengthy name. Let me open a more and show you. So hexa value, so it's nothing but your device ID specific one. If you just convert that into hexa to other information, you get that value. But now let me also show you the other command, dsreg cmd hyphen / as the status. So you see here the machine is joined here into the Azure AD as well as the domain join. So both are yes. And also if I just open up a article which talks about these, so if a machine is joined here hybrid, you should get under Azure AD join as the yes, as well as the domain join as. So you have the two options as yes. So if you see Azure AD join as the yes as the last button, and here the domain join also yes. So both were there. So that means it's the hybrid join. So the last second one was effective here. That's the hybrid join. So the machine is joined into hybrid join. So in a minute or so, it should actually go and show the record in my Azure portal. But before that, let's also view my dsregcmd status more. Like you see here, this information is coming from the tenant details. That means it's already started communicating with my Azure AD directory. And also if you see user state information, and this is most important one is the SS4 part. You see Azure AD PRT is yes now. That means the sync has been completed. Okay, you don't get it on an immediate basis, my friends. It might take some time because at least the 20 minutes or so. The reason being in the backend is the first thing is the scheduled service should be started. That means it has to try to attempt to join the machine to Azure AD, and that means a certificate should be created for this computer account which we have shown you earlier from the attribute value. And then that value has been changed. So AAD sync in the rules, it will check for, hey, I have some value of this. That means I need to record this value to Azure AD devices. So for that, the rule has to be validated. That means rule will be validated when the sync happens. So to happen the sync, you have some schedule, some scheduled task to trigger to join the machine, that have some schedule. So altogether this is at least a 30 minutes or so. So you wait for that time, then this kind of output you would be getting. So I did wait for some time, so I got it. So let's verify from the Azure portal also. I just refresh and go to devices. I should be able to see a machine with the hybrid join. So the machine is joined, and the type of the join is Azure AD hybrid join. So we're good. We have the device ID, object ID on that is properly replicating from your local on premises. So that concludes how to add, how to perform the steps. But now let's not to wait, and also try to open up the two portals which we normally open, like portal.azure.com for the single sign-on option. So you see here it's not asking any of the password for the user, because this is treated as a local site and it's just open. And you see here I logged in with the on-premises user account. That's SG Clark, who is a user from your local on-premises Active Directory. And make sure that this user have the at least a P1 license, otherwise this SS4 doesn't work. And also I can check my applications, that's my applications.microsoft.com, that can also open, so that's also opening, so looks good. So I wanted to show you the user account specific license also. In my case I have the P2 license, so I just selected SG Clark account, and you see here I did actually configure two things. One is the uses of the location, which is United States, that must to be there, and next one would be the license. So the license you see here, I have the EMS license which got assigned for this specific user. So if you don't have the license, the SSO and all that doesn't work. You see here I have the P1, P2, all the licenses are available for this specific user. That's good. So I hope this is useful for you for your learning. Thank you for joining in this short lecture.